The character of Tinkerbell was originally created by Scottish author J.M. Barrie for his 1904 play Peter Pan, later featured in his 1911 novel Peter and Wendy. Disney's adaptation in 1953 reimagined her as a visual icon rather than a speaking character, symbolizing magic and childhood wonder. Unlike the original literary version, depicted merely as a ball of light with a bell voice, Disney gave her a defined human form and personality, paving the way for her transformation into a pop culture figure. Over the decades, Tinkerbell evolved not just in design, but in purpose, from supporting cast to headliner, from mute comic relief to emotionally layered heroine. The 1953 animated Peter Pan was a landmark film during Disney's golden age, released as the studio recovered from WB-era financial constraints. Tinkerbell, animated by Mark Davis, one of Disney's famed 9 Old Men, was deliberately given exaggerated body language to compensate for her lack of dialogue. Her character design took inspiration from Hollywood pinup models, embodying the 1950s ideal of feminine beauty with a flirtatious edge. This physical portrayal, combined with her fiery temperament, helped shape her into a memorable figure despite her silence. Tinkerbell's intense jealousy and mischievous behavior were also reflective of the era's portrayal of complex female characters, flawed but compelling. Following her early prominence, Tinkerbell entered a period of semi-retirement as Disney shifted focus to new properties during the Disney Dark Age, late 1970s, early 1980s. Her cameo in The Black Cauldron, 1985, came at a time when Disney was experimenting with darker fantasy content. This brief appearance was likely a nostalgic nod to earlier successes. By 1988, with the release of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Disney celebrated a renaissance in animation, and Tinkerbell's cameo, alongside icons from Warner Brothers and others, underscored her status as a legacy character in animation history. Meanwhile, foreign studios like Burbank Films Australia created their own versions of Peter Pan, where Tinkerbell was adapted with speaking roles to align with more traditional narrative structures. The 1991 film Hook, directed by Steven Spielberg, presented a radically humanized and grounded interpretation of Tinkerbell, tailored for adult audiences, reflecting 1990s Hollywood's trend toward giving fantastical characters real-world psychological depth. Julia Roberts' casting as Tinkerbell brought A-list visibility to the role and allowed her to evolve from a fantasy sidekick into a character grappling with real emotions and unrequited love. During the early 2000s, Tinkerbell was reintroduced to younger audiences through a series of cameos during Disney's post-Renaissance era. House of Mouse, 2001, was a meta-series that brought together characters across decades and franchises, signaling a renewed appreciation for legacy icons like Tinkerbell. Her comedic role in these shorts helped maintain her relevance while preparing audiences for her upcoming solo ventures. In Return to Neverland, 2002, Tink re-entered a narrative space with stronger emotional stakes, as the film was Disney's attempt to revive its classic stories for a new generation using direct-to-video sequels. This era also saw Tinkerbell's alignment with Disney's broader multimedia strategy, appearing in theme park shows like Wishes and being integrated into branding campaigns. The Peter Pan, 2003, live-action adaptation, produced outside of Disney, offered a grittier, more faithful version of Tink's character, less sanitized and more emotionally intense. These depictions served as a bridge between the classic trickster figure and the emotionally rich character she would become in her own franchise. This period marked a turning point in Disney's branding strategy. With the launch of Disney Fairies, Tinkerbell was positioned as the central figure of a new, expansive multimedia franchise aimed at young girls. Her solo film debut in Tinkerbell, 2008, was the product of nearly 5 years of development under Disney Toon Studios. This origin story tapped into modern storytelling sensibilities, giving her dialogue, motivation, and vulnerability. It also introduced an entirely new fairy society in Pixie Hollow, turning a side character into the anchor of a detailed fantasy world. Each sequel built upon this universe. Tinkerbell and the Lost Treasure, 2009, showcased environmental themes and personal responsibility, topics that resonated with audiences growing up in an era of increasing ecological awareness. By The Great Fairy Rescue, 2010, Disney was exploring interspecies trust and childhood wonder, echoing narratives found in E.T. and the Iron Giant. The Pixie Hollow Games, 2011, tapped into the popularity of competitive stories like The Hunger Games, reflecting how Disney was adapting Tinkerbell to contemporary media trends. These films not only developed her character further, but diversified the cast, introduced new fairy talents, and explored the universal themes such as friendship, identity, and courage. As Tinkerbell's franchise matured, her presence expanded into television formats and cross-promotional content. A poem is... On Disney Jr. used classic Disney footage to spark early childhood literacy, reinforcing Tink's image as nurturing and whimsical. In Jake and the Neverland Pirates, she was cast as a magical guide, subtly repositioning her as a mentor, a notable shift from her earlier mischievous persona. These appearances reflected Disney's evolving target audience strategy, focusing on educational value and brand consistency. The Electric Holiday short, created in partnership with Barney's New York, exemplified Disney's move into luxury branding and fashion-forward content. Meanwhile, Once Upon a Time, 2013, presented the most grounded and emotionally resonant version of Tinkerbell to date. Rose McIver's live-action portrayal explored themes of redemption, defiance, and self-worth, presenting Tink not merely as a magical being, but as a woman navigating moral gray zones. This was emblematic of early 2010s television, where even fantasy characters were expected to show psychological depth and human flaws. Her cameo in Saving Mr. Banks, 2013, was a quiet homage to Walt Disney's early TV appearances, where Tinkerbell would famously light up the screen in the wonderful world of Disney intros, cementing her status as the face of Disney magic. By the late 2010s, Tinkerbell had transitioned into more symbolic roles, often appearing in ensemble cameos that celebrated Disney's legacy. Ralph Breaks the Internet 2018 was a meta-commentary on the Disney brand itself, and Tink's brief presence alongside Peter's shadow and other beloved characters reinforced her identity as a cornerstone of Disney nostalgia. Similarly, her appearance at Moe's Tavern in The Simpsons for Disney Plus Day, 2021, blurred the line between universes, reflecting the unprecedented media consolidation happening after Disney's acquisition of 20th Century Fox. Finally, in Peter Pan and Wendy, 2023, Tinkerbell was reimagined in a bold, inclusive direction. Casting Yara Shahidi, a Black actress, as Tink signaled Disney's commitment to reinterpreting its legacy characters through a modern lens. This iteration moved away from the classic pin-up mold and instead focused on emotional subtlety and presence, redefining her importance not through screen time or dialogue, but through resonance and representation. And there you have it, the incredible journey of Tinkerbell, from a silent spark of mischief in 1953 to a powerful symbol of imagination and inclusivity in 2023. Whether she was flying high above Cinderella Castle or finding her own voice in Pixie Hollow, Tinkerbell has always reminded us that a little magic and a little attitude can go a long way. If you enjoyed this look at her evolution through the decades, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories behind your favorite characters. Got a favorite version of Tinkerbell? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep believing in magic.